Today's topic is healing relationships through the practice of yoga. You know, we talk about nonviolence, we talk about truthfulness, we talk about all these great values that should give us peace in our lives. And many times we can talk about it, but there's no peace in our lives. So what are we doing wrong? And what is the right medicine to heal ourselves and to heal the broken relationships in our lives? So disloyalty. Disloyalty. You will find in your life, even with the people you trust the most and love the most, that sometimes they will be disloyal. And that's really quite hard to take. Disloyal, I'm not talking about just affairs or things like that. Disloyal when somebody speaks badly about you and they don't stand up for you, or they don't say the truth. You feel a sense of being, that they've been so disloyal to the truth. And this happens in life to everyone, and it really does hurt. And when that happens, take time out from the person who's been disloyal, work at it. It's just life. And try to forgive. There's no other way. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody falls into moments of weakness. Everybody does. And they're good people generally. Most people are. You know, they don't mean to do that, but maybe they don't have one of these qualities of being brave or standing up for what they believe in, or they're fearful. Then that's their reason for being disloyal. Not because they want to, but they just don't know how, right? You've faced it a lot. And just forgive them. They don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to do it. So forgive them. And set yourself free. Another one, being too wrapped up in work. Balance. Balance. Always make time for your relationships. Always. That's the most important thing. You know, work comes and goes, but you know, people. You know, when my husband was sick, who was around him but the people who loved him? And thank God for the Spanish Sangha. You were the best friends to me. At that time, 9 years ago, I will never forget the generosity of the Sangha. They came every night. Nalanie, don't cook. You have too much on your hands. And my whole family moved with me. And they just used to bring me dinner every night. So kind. Don't you think that was so kind? And that was the time when I learned, people say, you know, you have, in your life only a few friends. It's not true. I found that I had so many in my hour of need. And it's really quite lovely when we make time for each other. You know, that's why I said sanghas are really important, because hopefully you get close in your, you know, we don't meet often enough to create this sangha feeling, you know, but when you meet each other, there's a kind of a friendship that is beyond the material and the physical. It's such a lovely friendship, because we are all in the same on the same journey, you know, towards finding our God, or our peace and our spirit and our joy, all on the same journey. So it's so wonderful when you balance, make time for your family, make time for your relationships, make time for your children, your grandchildren, your friends. Make time. Balance. insecurity. Wow. Why do we feel insecure? What do you feel insecure? Lack of confidence, right? You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in life. You think you're not going to get everything you need. You're scared. Insecurity. For this one, you need to build up your self-confidence. Just need to build up your self-confidence. How do you build up your self-confidence? How do you do this? By doing things that make you respect yourself. Everybody's good at something. Everybody's good at something. So if you're good at cooking, for example, start making cakes for everyone. Boredom. I'm so bored. How can you be bored in this life? There's so much to do. When do you have time to be bored? So what's going wrong in your life? So develop creative and fun hobbies. Start to develop something. Yesterday I was, Les was being interviewed in Gibraltar television last night, and I went for a change to support him. So quite nice to do it the other way around and sit back and relax. So I was watching him, and while I was watching him, there was a news something on the news, and this woman had started Rocks for Gibraltar, and what she got young kids to pick up all these rocks and design them, and now they've created a membership of 3,000 people, kids, grown-ups, everybody designing rocks, hiding them all over Gibraltar, picking them up, keeping them if they like them, and but it was fun. You could see everybody was having so much fun, and I thought, what a simple, I paint rocks, so I go, she's made it available for all the kids, and you can see all the kids and all the families doing a rock day, design your rock day. Such a simple idea, and she kind of made 3,000 people happy with it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be complicated. A hobby doesn't have to be, it can be so simple. And I just thought, this woman is really very clever, So think of something that you enjoy doing that uplifts. Because you see all these kids drawing on these stones, on a Saturday morning by the beach, all of these kids having so much fun and not on their phones. So great. She was doing a great job for them. Great. So creative. It doesn't have to be complicated. Make it simple. And then lack of romance. Oh my God, people tell me my relationship becomes so boring. So because you become so boring, why don't you do something exciting? Do something romantic. Don't always ask, oh, I want my wife or husband to be romantic. You just become romantic yourself.
For your husband.
Yes,
you did.
I did. Yeah, I did. I used to. You remember that story? I used to be so upset every Valentine's because my husband didn't remember it and didn't buy me a rose, and like a silly girl, "Oh, you didn't buy me a rose, you didn't." So when I started with yoga, I go, I'm so stupid. I'm the romantic one in the family. I love romance. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to buy him the biggest, most beautiful rose I can find on Valentine's Day. So and I really got up thinking like that. Went and bought the most beautiful rose. I was working in a shop in those days. He went earlier, and I came about an hour later because I meditated in the morning. Took the rose to him and said, "Happy Valentine's, darling." And he goes, "I didn't buy you anything." And I go, "Doesn't matter. I love you. So happy Valentine's." Ever since then, every Valentine's, roses, 24 red roses. He used to buy me. Do you see what happened? He was so touched by that gesture. Instead of me like, every Valentine's the same sob story, victimhood to being romantic. Just be romantic. Do fun things. Think what you can do to make your relationship happy. Sunday morning. Oh, we love Sunday mornings. We just have lovely chats. We look at videos that we never have time. That's our time. It's so romantic to do such simple things. We get so excited about those kind of things. It's fun, to just be able to have time to do fun things together. So be romantic. Another thing, not looking after yourself. You know, need to look after ourselves, our bodies, our, people respect people who look after themselves. So look after yourself. Take care, your body, your mind. Look after yourself. Low self-esteem, I talked a lot about that already. Learn to love and respect yourself, please, by doing things that you respect. Taking people for granted. Appreciation and praise when required. Not all the time, because I get too used to it. So when required. So when somebody does something nice for you, really show your appreciation. I've been to many houses where I see somebody brings in a gift or something very nice and go, thanks, and just da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you know what I mean? Oh, why did you buy me this color? It's so ugly. I've seen that too. Instead of saying, oh yes, one time when I was working the shop, I must tell you, a man came in, and I was selling Louis Farrow in those days, right? The designer in the shop. Man comes in, he bought 3 beautiful Louis Farrow outfits for his wife, each one about 400 or 500 pounds, Okay, and he says he wanted to surprise her. He said, can you help me wrap it? When got the tissue, and I helped him wrap it up. And I thought, what a wonderful husband, right? Guess what happens? 3 days later, she comes in with him, which is even worse. And then she goes, I keep telling you not to choose things for me because you don't know what I like. And I actually said, but it wasn't my place, but I said, he did it with so much love. Did you hear me? Totally ignored me. And, now I don't know what to get. And she was just hitting on him. And I thought, poor guy. And you know what? They're divorced. Bound to happen. Do you see? Ingratitude. Be careful. Ingratitude. Don't take anyone for granted, and tell people you love them. Whenever you remember, tell them. Like brothers, sisters, like I said earlier on, tell them. It takes nothing. I'm going to tell you all now. I love you guys.
We love you too.
I don't know all of you, but I love all of you because the energy you're giving me in this room is so loving. You know it and I know it. I'm feeling it. So yeah, I really do. So thank you for coming and making my evening full of divine thoughts. Really, thank you. Not showing enough affection. Be affectionate. Some people tell me, but I'm not a huggy person. You don't need to be huggy to be affectionate. Not everybody loves a lot of hugs. Not everybody's like that. Some people don't. But you can be kind and affectionate with your eyes. You can be kind with just holding a hand. You can be kind in so many other ways. Affection doesn't always mean a hug, okay? So be affectionate. Love can be shown in many different ways. One huge smile is big enough, okay? And that's it. When you do those things, then life takes on a glow. Fall in love with the people around you, and you fall in love with God or divine consciousness or the yoga within you. You fall in love with it all. Just learn to love yourself first, as the Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself. And selflessly, always ask, what do you need? What can I do for you? How can I serve you? No, it's all about me. You'll be miserable. You will really be miserable if it's all about you. I can guarantee it. But sometimes it can be all about you. And then it's fun. Sometimes it can be. And when you feel those moments, today's all about me. Be all about me with joy, Be all about me with joy. Yeah, enjoy it. So that's how you do it. And then, yeah. Especially on your birthday, it's all about you. Love it. Oh no, I'm not talking about those kind of people. No, you don't share with those.
Right.
Yeah, you don't. I'm talking about deep relationships and people that really matter in your life.
Yeah.
But if somebody is brand new in your life, no, don't. Because they misuse that trust, 'cause you don't know them yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, good question. Absolutely brilliant question. You won't open your heart to a stranger right away because you don't know what they're going to do with it.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So of course, we call this discriminative discernment, which means having the ability to know who and how to whom to talk to and what to tell them.
Yeah.
And you know, when you get good at this, when you start to meditate a lot and you go within a lot, you start to recognize who you can talk to, even sometimes the very first time, and open your heart, and who you can't. You start to be really good at it. You learn to intuit it. Yeah. Yeah.
And you teach that. You have.
Well, you can teach yourself that. I can teach you the sutras and the guidelines, and I can give you hints like these, and you do the practice. Absolutely, you can. The more you meditate, and this is why I do this, because I think it's to empower people to once you find the divine within you, you can do anything. You can learn anything. Nothing is impossible. Absolutely. Because once you know your spirit, because what is spirit but energy, right? I often compare it to a power station. You know, we have electricity here, but it all comes from, it's being harnessed at the power station. So the power station is a wealth of electricity. But we have to turn on the switch to get the individual light here. So the universe is abundant. It's abundant with power. So in order to connect to the power, you have to turn your inner light on. So what is the frequency of that power? What is the frequency of that connection? That frequency of that connection is unconditional love, goodness, compassion, all those things. And at one point, it is just being, what we call bliss. But until you come to there, to the bliss part of it, then yes, there's work. The work is connecting to, learning how to connect to the power station. You know, learn about your light bulb. Where the light bulb, you know, is our bulb dark? Is it dark blue? If it is, change it to a bright white one so that you can see the light when it really comes through. You see, this is the work of Raj Yoga. You know, it's about cleansing yourself. Nobody can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And you know, a person can come, and then like I can come, you'll feel positive for 2 days, but it's borrowed, right? So you feel good for 2 days, maybe some things will sink in, but if you practice every day and you look at the sheet and you go every day and you go, which ones are my weaknesses? What do I need to work on? Contemplation. You start to think. And then you go, okay, I think, you know, I have this problem. I'm a bit weak, so I need to be brave. So every time a situation comes and you see yourself cowering, you swallow, you take a few deep breaths, and you learn to be brave. And the more you practice, the better you become. That's all it is. It's like children. We are babies inside, yeah? And to connect, we need to step up. So yeah, absolutely. You can be anything you want to be. So you're welcome. Thank you for the question. It's a good question.